Hey everybody, so today we're going to do something that's pretty simple, but it's a good mod. So I'm going to be installing a Perrin pitch stop mount. It's going to be going on an FA20 motor out of a 2019 Subaru WRX. The process is pretty easy. First thing first, most of you will have a top mount intercooler and you'll have to move that out of the way prior to the install. I have a front mount intercooler, so luckily for me, that is already leaves a lot of space for me to just easily install this pitch stop mount. And the pitch stop mount will live in between here and this mounting point here. And basically its purpose is just to take a lot of the slop out of the drivetrain when you're shifting gears or driving the car hard. Everything flexes, the motor flexes, the transmission flexes, and so this pitch stop mount will keep everything nice and solid. So let's get on with the install. So first things first, we have our beautiful Perrin pitch stop mount, and you're going to install it with this larger side on the firewall. And Perrin will supply you with this small little tube of grease, and you're just going to apply a small amount on these rubber surfaces, bearing surfaces on both sides. We'll just spread it around, coat this rubber, and we'll go ahead and we'll insert the larger portion towards the firewall. It goes underneath this air conditioning line. It's definitely a very tight fit, and that's what you want it to be. But make sure your holes line up properly towards the firewall. It may help just to get a little bit of a pry bar. And there we go. See, that helped a lot. Just to line up the holes in the back here. That hole in the back, we have to stick a bolt through there. So in the back we have this bolt. There's a captive nut on the other side. This piece here. So this will just thread right into that captive nut. And that'll be tightened with a 14mm wrench. Guys, so I was having some trouble getting that bolt through to the other side. I was having trouble lining it up properly, so what I did was I used a big flathead screwdriver just to get some leverage and push that mount in place from here. Get some leverage from here, push it in place. And then I used a 1/4 inch extension, and I was able to put it back behind here and guide it through the hole over here, and that helped. At the same time, I guided this bolt through the other side and was able to start catching the threads. So if you run into a similar issue, you can try that as well. But now we're going to tighten this bolt down that we finally got it through to the other side. That nice and snug. We're going to torque it later, but I first want to get now the bolt through here. So it's going to be a shorter bolt that goes in through this side. Hopefully this side is easier because it is slotted. You may have to move this a little bit. That goes through there, and it goes through there. Okay, so we're just not lined up. Keep trying. Please. Please, okay, there we go. Come on. Come on, baby. Well, guys, it's in. That was a little unconventional, but I don't know why I had to fight it just to line it up properly. You may have an issue too. It may be because mine just was sitting for a really long time without that mount in place, but sometimes you got to use a little force. Just be very careful around this area because there's a lot of electrical connectors and hoses, and your AC line is here, so you do not want to cause damage to that. So once you get that bottom bolt through, you'll take your washer and the other 14mm nut. You'll thread that on. We'll get our torque wrench. So this back bolt will go to 43 foot-pounds. And this front goes to 37 foot-pounds. Okay, 37 foot-pounds. Okay, pitch stop mount is now installed. You know, guys, this is the reality of buying a car from auction, especially one that was modified. I can't really speak through experiences since this is the first car I bought from a Copart auction, but I do notice that some cars on the auction site are missing parts, and this car is no exception. Especially, this was a modified car. Either the previous owner or somebody along the way has taken parts, like I was missing my shift knob, I was missing the pitch stop mount, the battery tie down is missing, the entire emission system was missing. So you know, that's just to name a few. That's just what I found so far. Hopefully nothing else is missing, but it's just something to be aware of. So next I will install the battery tie downs. The previous owner must have had some kind of engine dress up kit and they took it, or somebody took it along the way. So I'm going to install that. It's should be simple. So your kit will come with this. This is the top part of the tie down. And this is, I bought from the dealership. This entire setup is about 12 bucks, cheap. So this tab will go towards the front of the car. And then you'll have two threaded rods here. The long one, short one. The short one goes towards the back. The long one goes in the front. And you'll see it hooks into place. We'll do the back one. Then you'll tighten this down with a deep 10mm socket. Okay guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned. See you next time.